Hi everyone, welcome back to lesson 5.1.1, an introduction to two-way tables. So hopefully you've read through the little scenario that's on page 4 of your booklet, but just as a reminder, what we've gone ahead and done is we've expanded out the research that we're doing, and this time we've done an online survey asking people if they would please fill it out, and we've broken everything down by sex, and then by if someone drinks regular soda, if someone drinks diet, or if there is no daily soda habit at all. So again, you are asked, I need to give myself a little bit more room on the screen. There we go. We are asked which of these is our explanatory variable and which one is our response variable. So again, explanatory is dealing with the cause. So what do we think is causing a certain response? What's driving it? And then response is going to be our effect or our result after doing this study. So hopefully what we're kind of noting in this particular case is, again, sex is going to represent our explanatory variable. And then our response is going to be, well, what type of habit are they kind of working with? So do they not have a habit at all? Are they kind of big into diet soda, or do they prefer the full sugary goodness that is regular soda? I don't know. I don't drink soda anymore. So what we've gone ahead and done right now is they provided you a table on page 5 of your textbook, and notice that some of the fields are empty. And we technically have enough information that we would be able to fill in these missing pieces of data. So I'm going to go through that with you. Hopefully you've actually already had a chance to do this. If not, please pause the video, give it a try, and then come back and then double check your work with mine. So I'm going to try to be a little strategic about this. I'm going to use some different colors and just go through it. So the first thing that I'm noticing is I have enough information in order to fill in the females who drink regular soda on a daily basis. I have my male count, and then I have the grand total. So the grand total contains both the male and female. So in this case, what I might do is just hop into my calculator and take my grand total and remove the 96 males. And this is going to reveal the 72 women who responded to this question, saying that they drink regular soda on a daily basis. So the next one that I'm kind of thinking might be a good idea to fill in would be the diet row. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this one in blue. So it's kind of a similar situation. This time I know how many men said that they drink diet soda on a regular basis, as well as how many females do the same thing. So what I would go ahead and do is I would just take my males plus my females, and that's going to reveal that I have a grand total of 94 people that I was speaking with who said that they have a diet soda habit. So kind of going through, I would say, the next one might be, well, could we do the same thing with the row for no daily soda? And as we can see here, we only have one piece of information. I don't know how many men and women have said that they have that they don't have a daily soda habit, and I don't actually know how many men, so I kind of have to shift my focus. But notice that if I kind of start looking at the columns, that might actually help me out. Here, I'm just missing one piece of information, so I can fill that in. So again, in this case, I know that the grand total is 167. So if I remove the people who said that they have, or the men who have a regular soda habit, and also remove the men who have a diet soda habit, we find out that we have a grand total of 35 men who do not have any sort of soda habit at all. This now allows me to come through and take care of this no daily soda habit. Okay, so in this case, again, we can do 35 plus 39, and that's going to give me a grand total of 74 people who do not have a daily soda habit. The rest of this suddenly becomes a little bit lighter. So now what I can go ahead and do is I can add up all of my female numbers. So 72 plus 58 plus 39, and that's going to reveal that we have a grand total of 169 female respondents to our survey. Lastly, we have to figure out the grand total that we have in the lower right-hand corner. So I can either do that by doing 167 plus 169, or I could do 168 plus 94 plus 74. And when I do this, I should get a grand total of 336. And this is actually a great way to check to make sure that all of your numbers are adding up and syncing up correctly. Because you can imagine that if I added up this value and got 336, but if I added up this column and got something other than 336, there's probably something wrong in my table. I've miscalculated something, maybe I miscounted some people, like double counted or did not count enough. So you want to make sure that when you add up the row and the column that they actually come out to both that 336. So I'm going to move on to questions 14 and 15. I do expect you to work through questions 9 through 13 on your own, and actually we've started some of that work already. So I'm going to move to question 14. So bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and actually write this question out because I'm actually going to start to dissect it. So they're saying what percent of the female respondents drink diet soda daily. So, and again, this is going to be question 14. So what I want to note here is basically when you are reading these questions, you kind of want to ask who's the population that I'm going to, or who is the main pool of people that I'm going to ask my question to. So if I'm kind of looking through here, it says what percent of female respondents. So female respondents is going to be my pool. So I know that I have a grand total of 169 total female respondents that participated in this survey. And then the secondary thing is, so once I know that I just want to speak with the females in this group, what comes next is, well, I'm going to ask them, do you drink diet soda daily? So again, note that the diet is going to be the key detail here. So if I come back up into my column, I note that I have a grand total of 58 women who drink diet soda daily. If I were to go ahead and actually do this calculation, I get roughly about, I'm going to skip right into the percentage, and I'm going to round to the tenths place after I convert my decimal into a percentage. I get that 34.3% of the women in this survey drink diet soda daily. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and address question 15 as well. So through the magic of being able to pause the video and clean everything up, I'll have a clean slate here. So now we're going to address question 15. What percent of the male respondents drink diet soda daily? So again, when you are doing this, you want to ask yourself, who is the pool that I'm going to go to? Who am I interested in asking a question of? So in this case, I just want to talk to the males. So in this case, I know that there were 167 total males that participated in this survey. And then within this grouping, so within this grouping of males, I want to know which of them drink diet soda. And there we go. We have 36 of them who drink diet soda. So again, if I were to go ahead and complete the division here, so 36 divided by 167, I will get a decimal, convert that over into its percentage form, And once you've converted, so once you've moved your decimal back 2 spaces, then round to the tenths place. So we should get roughly around 21.6% of males who participated in this survey prefer to drink diet soda on a daily basis. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and move to the next page, which is on page 6. And we're going to basically finish filling out what we have going on here. So again, allow me to clean this up a little bit, and we're going to move on to the next one. What I would encourage you to do is, again, please make sure that you are working on questions 17 and 18 before you watch the next part of this video. So I would pause it here first and get your work done. Okay, so essentially the next page on your lesson is addressing what we were just working on in questions 14 and 15. So I've gone ahead and I've filled in that information on this crudely drawn table, but please forgive the kind of crudeness of it, teacher's salary, and also just I don't have the technology to make it look super pretty and awesome. So in order to fill out the rest of this table, we're really just going to focus first off on the first two. Need to move from eraser to pen. We need to fill in these two rows right here, and then we'll be able to easily handle the total column. So the first thing that we're going to note here is I'm going to go ahead and maybe fill in male information in purple, and then we'll do like female in green or something like that. So in this first cell that I'm going to look at, I want to go ahead and figure out, of the males, how many of them have a regular soda drinking habit. So, and we're going to look at the percentage of this. So of the males, I know that I have 167 males in this survey. 96 of them have a regular soda drinking habit. So again, if we were to go ahead and actually divide this and then convert it into its decimal format and round to the tenths place of that decimal, we get that 57.5% of men have a regular soda drinking habit. It's really important to put that soda in there because, well, just say it to yourselves without the soda and then we're in a different realm. So we have 57.5% of men from this particular survey drink regular soda on a daily basis. Okay, why don't we go ahead and finish addressing the male column as well. So the next one would be to deal with what percentage of males have no soda habit. So in this case then, again, we're still working with that grand total of 167 males, but this time only 35 of them within that group are who I'm interested in, because it's only those 35 who are not drinking soda on a regular basis. And again, if we were to go ahead and work on this one, with the rounding and stuff, it ends up coming out to 21.0%. So, or if you want to, you could just say 21%. We would do the same thing for the female side. So again, for females, of the females, so we know that there are 169 of them, there are 72 within that group that have a regular soda drinking habit. And this comes out to about 42.6%. Likewise, of the females, a grand total of them of 39 do not have any sort of soda drinking habit, and this comes out to around 23.1%. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to address the totals. Okay, so again, to find the total percentage, we would add everything from regular to diet to no daily soda habit, and this ends up coming out to 100.1%. So, I don't know why my percentage jumped away. So you might be wondering, well, why 0.1? And what I want you to be aware of is that this has something to do with the fact that we were rounding all of our values, okay? So notice that in some of the cases when you were rounding, we had to round up. So essentially, note that if you were to add up those percentages without any sort of rounding, so if you added up all those really nasty long decimal values, we actually would sum to 1. The reason why we're getting this little bit of extra, so this 1/10 of a percent, it's all because we were rounding our values. And when we start rounding, we remove accuracy, and that can either add or take away. So another situation might be you could add up your column and you maybe get 99.9%. Okay, and it's all because of the rounding that takes place. So basically what I want you to note for yourself is don't freak out if you add up your grand totals and they do not come out to 100. In the case of our females here, if we add up our regular, our diet, and our no daily soda group, we actually end up getting a nice 100%. So that works out in our favor. So what I would like you to do is go ahead and continue to address questions 17, 18, and 19. This is the last video for lesson 511. Thank you very much, and if you have questions, please let me know.